Welcome to One on One with Expert Flyer. This is your host, Lisa Caslin, and today we're talking to Mahima Tripathi. She's the Chief Brand Ambassador for Salient, and they specialize in tourism and hospitality marketing. And the reason why we have her on today is not to talk about marketing, but really to talk about a recent trip that she took. We'll be covering the trials and tribulations of travel in the summer of 2022. And Mahima had some good experiences to share, and we want to hear from her and maybe some words of wisdom so you don't have to suffer through some of the things that she did. So, welcome, Mahima. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that you're from Canada, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. The Great White North. So you traveled recently from Toronto to Boston, right?
Correct, I did.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the experience and kind of what stuck out, bad and good.
So there wasn't as much bad that happened as we are reading in the news. There were quite a few good. The good thing is that between Priority and Nexus, there were delays. When we compare travel, a lot of us tend to go back into 2019 and how travel was so convenient and so smooth and so many flights. That's where we need to step back a little with our expectations. So there are quite a few flights. The flights are definitely cleaner, hotels are definitely better, but the lines are definitely longer,
Yeah.
even between, like, I have priority access and I have Nexus.
Uh-huh.
So that saved me a hell of a lot of time. And when I was feeling bad about, oh my gosh, it's taking so long,
Yeah.
um, I just turned around and I looked at everybody who didn't have Nexus and everybody who didn't have priority. And I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
It's not that bad. Just for our listeners, just give us a quick description of what Priority and Nexus programs are.
So I am a frequent flyer with Air Canada, and I do have the elite status.
Uh-huh.
On this particular flight, I was traveling business, so I did have priority access. So get the ability to bypass the regular long lines.
Uh-huh.
And as Nexus, as Canadians, we do have, especially those who fly frequently into the US, we go through, I will say, TSA pre-check,
Uh-huh.
which exists, the program that exists, or the Global Traveler program that exists in the US. Um, we have the Nexus equivalent over here.
Ah.
So do not have to go through the whole immigration. They do um, little background check on us.
Mhm.
And as long as we declare what foods are we carrying or be transparent about our reasons of travel, the Nexus program is good to go. So you have to apply for it,
Yeah.
qualify for it. The background check is pretty extensive, but after that, it really makes traveling easy
It does. It
between.
makes a big difference. Yeah, I mean, I've heard from many people here in the States as well, TSA PreCheck and those other programs are really life-changing, especially now.
Hands down, yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So, do you think that a lot of the issues that we're experiencing right now are attributed to the staffing issues and the economy? Is that really what's at the crux of it?
Yes, a lot of it is to do with staffing issues, because even during the pandemic, in the 2 years, I did do a fair bit of traveling, not too much, but
Mhm.
I'm a chatterbox. So
Yeah.
I enjoy chatting up with the flight crew, and
Uh-huh.
a few of them actually shared that they are thinking whether they want to do this after the pandemic is over because of all that they have gone through, and they are now starting to look at their life versus just a career.
Wow.
But adding to that, the shortfall of staff is being coupled with how strict the airlines are with the testing.
Uh-huh.
So the staff could show up and they are asymptomatic, but they test positive for COVID, they're sent back home. So it
Oh boy.
adds to the shortfall that already exists. And this is something I am presuming is happening behind the scenes that they're not talking about.
Wow. Yeah, that really does create a fly in the ointment because that's an unknown. You can't predict that, and it's
You
hard to
can't.
backfill those employees at the last second. So hopefully things will ease up. We've been saying this for a couple of years, but maybe this is the year, right?
I,
Yeah.
I'm not optimistic yet.
You're not.
I am
Okay.
not. No, no, not
So
yet. It'll take
what are some of the things, I mean, obviously we can't really do anything to fix the staffing problem, but are there, sort of strategies that one could deploy to make their life a little bit easier and somehow avoid some of the congestion and disappointments and cancellations and things like that?
We can't avoid cancellations. Um, and honestly, if there's a cancellation, we'll be disappointed no matter how hard we try. But something that is going to keep us happy and smile through everything that happens is be prepared for it.
Okay.
Be mentally ready for it. Um, if you have to spend 30 or $40 to get access to a lounge,
Uh-huh.
do that. I know it is $30, $40 for singles and couples. It's not too much, but for families, it starts adding up in terms of dollars. But
Mhm.
be ready for that, because if you have to suffer, at least suffer in comfort. That's my theory.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Um, you can grab drinks, you have more comfy chairs, it's not congested, people are not walking all over you. So
Yeah.
be
And you can
ready
get
for
some
that.
work done too, if
Or sleep.
or
Like,
sleep. Yeah. True,
eh,
true. But I'm hearing now that even the lounges are getting really, really crowded. Have you been hearing that?
I
I
was
think
in a
American
lounge.
Airlines, yeah. Oh, maybe Air Canada is doing a little bit better, but I think here in the States, there's been some pretty heavy congestion in some of the lounges. But it's definitely worth trying.
Mhm.
I think anything beats those uncomfortable chairs that are scattered around the airport, right?
Absolutely. And I was actually, Lisa, in a lounge at the Boston airport because my flight got delayed, I want to say 3 times.
Hmm.
On my way back to Canada. We were supposed to fly out at 8:30, didn't end up flying out till about 10:30 at night.
Oh,
Um, so
yeah.
yes, I was in a lounge and I was there at 4:35. I was ready for all the delays. I was there early.
Hmm.
The lounge wasn't busy at all. It
Okay.
was Saturday, but it wasn't busy at all.
Good, good. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else that we should know to prepare or just increase our comfort? And do you still advocate travel?
I'm in the travel industry and I love travel. I am actually heading out next month again, traveling.
Hmm.
The only so I will continue advocating travel. Stopping it is not going to change anything. It might only worsen
Yeah.
the staffing. What I would say is be ready for delays. Be ready, and if you're hearing news about baggage being lost and baggage being delayed, prepare for it. You
Hmm.
know that could happen. Hopefully, it does not happen, but be ready for it. If you're prepared mentally and you have packed away, like carry a backpack which has 2 or 3 days worth of clothes or small toiletries, be ready for that.
Hmm.
If you can travel light, definitely travel light, especially if you're going on a vacation. Travel as light as possible and just go with a carry on where possible.
Yeah. That's
Um,
always good advice.
and try and book your flights ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute.
Okay.
If you know you want to go somewhere, if you're planning, let's say, your December vacation already, start booking those flights, don't think that if you get closer, things might change. Um, what I say, airlines follow revenue management, which
Hmm.
is where they optimize the revenue on every seat.
Yes.
So start booking your seat. Right now, you will get the best fares.
Good
Move
advice.
from there. Yeah. And if anything, book a cancelable fare. If you see that the prices drop, cancel the old fare and book a new one. But
There
just
you
book.
go.
Yeah.
Very good. What I have noticed is, in talking to several people, that it seems like domestic travel isn't terrible. It's the international, and I guess that follows the rule of common sense, right? I mean, just traveling internationally is a more complicated situation overall. But I have gotten really good feedback once the traveler gets to their destination in that foreign country, that
Mhm.
they're very surprised at how well managed and how seriously they're taking COVID without it necessarily really impacting the experience. And I wondered if you saw that as well in any of your travels.
I did. I was in the Bahamas earlier this year in April. Yes, I felt that, again, they are taking COVID more seriously and they are not in your face that it's COVID, that's why we've got to do this, but they're just reminding, hey, wear your mask where possible, sanitize where possible. It's not major set of lockdowns, though there are signs of stores being closed, which I'm even seeing in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Um, I I was traveling, like I said, even during the pandemic. I noticed the same things. People
Hmm.
are cautious. Hotels are a lot cleaner,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Flights are a lot cleaner for crying
Uh-huh.
out loud. So, places are cleaner. So people are taking it seriously. Respect that.
Yeah.
Travel, and you'll be surprised. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and taking some time. If folks want to learn a little bit more about you or your company, where should they go? Is there a website that we can direct them to?
Yes, they can learn about my company on SALEINT.ca.
Perfect.
So
Okay, we'll include that. And thank you so much. We hope to have you back again. Keep traveling.
thank you, Lisa. Take care.
All right. Bye bye.